YouTube discontinues private messages to focus on keeping things public. Thank God. Finally. What can I say? I don't know. I guess there's some people out there that use the YouTube messaging system. It used to be a thing that had some functionality once upon a time for me before the channels sort of took off. But after that, it just became a headache, honestly. I never looked into it. Did people think they were getting replies or responses? The notification mechanism associated with it, it was very messy. Is it the place you want to have another messenger? For the longest time, every single social media out there was like, and we have to have a messenger. And it's like, it just never made a lot of sense for me on YouTube specifically, outside of when I very first started, like early days, where it felt like it needed to be there. But it also was kind of a place for where weird stuff would happen, Will. For example, in the YouTube Kids and thing, like, you know, as a way to circumvent.
Right.
I don't know. It just private conversations on YouTube seem a bit shady. And so YouTube appears to agree with that, although they didn't say that. They just say, hey, we're going to focus on public conversations. But at least with public conversations, there's some degree of monitoring in the sense that it's like out there for everyone to see. It's not hidden in any way. Who knows what kind of stuff YouTube was seeing on the back end of those? I don't know. I don't know if they looked into it. I don't know how they decided to do this. Maybe people just weren't using it. I'm sure if there was a spokesperson here, that's what they would say. But I think it does a good job of kind of cleaning things up. In other words, eliminating the liability associated with people interacting with each other privately that's different from people interacting with each other publicly. You see where I'm going with this, Will? You see what I'm trying to insinuate here? So they alleviate that immediately. And they do what I think Google does well. YouTube gets to do that here, which is kill things that aren't functioning really that well, or don't seem to be important, or seem to be antiquated. They're just like, we're done with it. We're not going to just hold on to it since we had it before. We're not going to try to be everything. Like they shut down Google Plus. Like, it's a disaster. Okay, bye. They just admit when things are failures pretty well. And they've done that with messaging apps specifically in the past. And now they're doing it with YouTube messaging. So beautiful. Streamline it. Clean it up. Public conversation. YouTube is a public thing. Now, of course, you still can have private videos, right? So that's a method. You could have unlisted videos, in which case comments then are kind of sort of semi-private. Well, they're only for people who have the link. So there's that way of doing it. And then there's also the share feature and share function that's built in there, where you can share privately to someone. You can pick someone specifically to share a video link with. So there's some sort of barely private features, sort of private features, but the ultimate private feature, private messaging, is being eliminated from Google, and I'm not going to shed a single tear about it. How about you?
You know what? I never used like private messaging on YouTube. I wasn't big enough. Like my channel was quite small.
Right.
So I didn't get any like DMs and stuff. And like, yeah, I support Google. If they want to shut down something it's not useful, just do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Get rid of it. Yeah. No. Now listen. I should just to cover the other end of the spectrum. There's probably some people out there that are using it effectively, and there's probably some people going to be mad because maybe there's some people who do socialize like that. Like maybe one channel wants to collab with another channel, and they don't follow each other on Twitter, and they don't want to go to some other platform, and maybe they're smaller channels, so they don't have this enormous inbox.
Yeah.
And for them, maybe it worked perfectly well to go send a private message, say, hey, let's do a collab or work on something or whatever, or even just share enthusiasm around a particular topic. There's definitely someone who uses it who's going to be mad about it. But I'm like, thank goodness I don't need to worry about people expecting some kind of reply or just flooding the thing with thousands or any of the weirdness associated with that. So I can't say I mind.